Okay. All right, so I'm just trying to get myself organized. All right, hey everyone. Of course, this is Be Divine, and I just had to do some readings for us. So we're going to look at the Nostradamus. We're going to look at our Egyptian tarot. We're going to look at dragons. We're going to look at Lenormand. Okay. And we'll see how we go. On Thursday, the 26th of May, you know by now, I'm holding a free webinar. And this is going to be called the Destiny Code. This is something that is going to be interactive, so you will have to take part in this in order for it to work for you. Okay, and I will show you exactly how to do that. So we're going to learn a lot of things at that time. That'll be 4 p.m. Mountain Time. And I also just wanted to tell you that if you were thinking about starting the Light Leaders Academy and you've been wondering how you were going to afford it, now I have Shop Pay, and Shop Pay allows a lot of small different payments. So before it used to break things up into 4 payments, and that was still expensive. So this way it will break it down into multiple payments, and from what I've heard, it doesn't even matter if you have bad credit or anything like that. They're just going to trust you to pay it. And away you go, okay? So don't think it's overwhelming. You really need to get started because it's more about healing yourself, as well as then being able to take that training and use it with others. So today, I'm just going to ask that all of you have made sure that you're in your place of receiving. So I'll quickly take you through that. So just close your eyes for a second, take a deep breath. Okay. And here we go. As a sovereign being of light, I hereby call upon my spiritual light team, my spiritual clearing team, my higher self and source energy to work with me and be with me now. I ask to be anchored and connected and grounded into the center of the earth and into the center of the universe through my upper chakras. And I ask for this to form a pillar of pure light for me that extends 6 feet from my heart space all the way up to the universe and all the way down into the earth. In this space, I can receive information and messages because I know I'm safe, and I'm only receiving from those who are part of my light team, my higher self, and source. I hereby give permission for a triple shield of protection to be placed around me of pink, blue, and golden light, and an overlaying high vibrational shield over the top of this to cleanse and clear any unwanted higher vibrational and high frequency energies that the planets might be bringing through now. I ask to open up all of my abilities now to receive information as needed and know that nothing that is negative is able to come anywhere near my energy field. And in fact, my energy field is now filled with pure pink light of love, unconditional love, so that if anything moves forward, it is bathed in unconditional love, and anything that I may be releasing is also bathed in unconditional love for transformation. I ask this to be done through all directions of time and space, through all layers of my entire being, with unconditional love for all. It is done. And so it is. Okay, very simple. Okay, so let's do some domino angels. Okay, I want to see what the angels have for us right now. We have Archangel Haniel, so the number 7. Ooh, the angels of abundance. This is what we want. Number 12, which is a number 3, which is a 10, which is a 1, and another 3. Okay, so So we have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have 22. Okay, so we have 2 and 2 is 4. So we have the angel numbers working with us, of course. So firstly, Archangel Haniel, the angel of the heart space, is with you and reminds you that your kindness is very much appreciated. You're about to receive some extra kindness from someone who's had a complete turnaround. Old friends and past lovers could come back with a surprising new outlook, which will bring relief. Try to always be helpful and kind, even when it's the hardest thing to do. Anything is possible. So we thank Archangel Haniel to remind us that we are capable of stepping into a new life anytime we want to, right? We're capable of doing this, and that other people will become very inspired by our actions and forward movement as well. And just today, it's my son's birthday. It's Joshy's birthday, and he's 28, and he's my middle son. And I just normally, you know, happy birthday, la la la. I try not to embarrass too much. But I actually sent him a voice recording, and I told him, you know, I hope that you use this year as a stepping stone into a new future for yourself. I said, I hope you use it as an incentive to leap forward and take advantage, because you're so talented. You know, you've got so much going for you, and, you know, doing the same old story all of the time really isn't going to cut it if you want your life to be much more, you know, just wonderful in every way. So I gave him a talk. It's also a sad time for my husband, because his mother is in the hospital, and they feel it actually could happen while I'm making this video, but this could be it for her. She's not responding to certain things and medications, and medication she is on that is keeping her alive, they're actually weaning her off of as we speak. So we're going through that and some craziness where with all that and people involved, etc. But we've also made a lot of peace, and my husband especially has been able to make a lot of peace with his mother before all of this happened. Not that there was a problem between them, but there was a misunderstanding, and that's you know, how things work. So right now, what I'm feeling here is to get things off of your chest. You know, how you're really literally getting it off your chest. How are you really feeling about certain people in your life? And maybe the communication needs to come forward. And Haniel is one of the angels that is very gentle. So we'll help you to, you know, bring this forward in the perfect way as well. We also have the angels of abundance. Now, this is as exciting as getting the angels of beginnings for me, to see this coming through, because, you know, I was wondering myself, you know, how am I going to keep going? And I always trust that something will come up, but at the same time, you've got to take, you know, I've got to take the bull by the horns, and I've got to keep on pushing forward with things. And just when I asked about, you know, maybe it's the payments or something, I was able to do something through my website which enabled smaller payment amounts. And so this is really, really valuable for people that can't make big down payments right now, but you can get started. So as soon as you sort that out through the website, and I'll put the link in the comments, as soon as you sort that out, you're able to, I can give you the link to enroll in, you know, semester 1 and get started, you know, because I'm about to start semester 2, and I'm only going to be doing semester 1 and 2 this year, and smaller courses and things at other times. But you really want to get in on this and get the support. So the angels of abundance are with you now, bringing you the extra money that you need. So when this card comes up, you can start to feel that these financial pressures are lifting, and there will also be surprises in bank accounts, or money that's owed is finally repaid. That would be nice. Very lucky for investments and property deals, with great luck on your side. Time to try new things, count your blessings, and more will appear. Thanks to the angels of abundance, okay? Lighting this green candle to connect. So anytime you want some flow, just say, I thank the angels of abundance for taking care of every situation that I have in my mind that is worrying me financially. I ask you to create solutions, to bring new opportunities, to open previously closed doorways, and to alleviate any stress that I'm feeling right now, because, you know, things get to a head. One thing I've noticed in my life is that things will get, like, it'll just be almost at boiling point, where nothing is happening, and it'll be at boiling point, and I'll be at boiling point, and I start getting like frustrated in a way, or just really announcing myself, you know, to the angels, like as if they don't know already what my situation is. And I'm just there, well, there's this and this and this, and as soon as I get it off my chest, okay, and I tell them that I'm understanding and I know things take time, and I'm being really positive, and I'm sharing and I'm giving and I'm doing all the right things, show me some signs. And I'm like really firm about it. That's when I do get those signs. You know, when you work for yourself online, you don't know what you're doing 1 week to the next. It's a lot of faith to be sure that you've got bills paid and all that sort of thing, and that it's all working. And then you've got a family halfway around the world, you know. So, and we've got family in another state. It's just, everybody relies on my husband and I, you know, because we're the only ones that are actually, you know, moving forward with our life, right? And it sometimes the pressure, I'm not going to lie, it's not easy, okay? It's not easy. I'm just a human like everybody else. And, you know, I'm thinking of ways all the time in which you can begin these projects and really change your life, so you don't need anybody anymore. You won't need me. You won't need to do readings. You won't need... Can you imagine your life without needing all of that? And all your Reiki training and all of this, you know, that'll be a bonus to you. Once you learn this method in semester 1, it'll blow your mind. I'm not going to tell you everything you're going to learn, but oh my God, it's so incredible that, and all put together so well. And again, it's all channeled the way that it's all put together, so it's just perfect. And, you know, all these other courses, it blows them out of the water. And I would say that about anyone that was doing this. Just happens to be me that's created it. And everyone will back me up on that, that's done the course as well. And they're all there to help you too. So all the light leaders that have already passed and have already moved through semester 1 are all there for phone calls, and, you know, we all connect on Zoom, and it's awesome. So we're always thinking of ways to help humanity. My husband and I always thinking, what can we do? We want to be able to help the animals as well, you know, and create wellness centers so people, you know, when all of this craziness, it all comes crashing down, okay, which isn't going to be much longer. People are not going to be able to get to the pharmacy, to the hospital, and all that sort of stuff. They're not. So what are they going to do? We're going to have to go through healing methods and ancient therapies and all the way that we used to do things. And nobody's teaching it. And if they are, it's exorbitant, you know, 15 grand and up. So think about it. Not only are you going to be able to learn a whole hell of a lot, but you're going to have a whole hell of a lot of people that you're going to have as clients as well, right, as this goes on. And we thank the angels of abundance, and I'm asking for each one of you to receive a sign, something where you can finally see movement and experience that movement, and hopefully the destiny code will also be something that just kickstarts everything for you. We can beat this narrative. We can beat this agenda. We can beat whatever the world is trying to do, and all these people talking about it's the end and it's this and it's that. We can beat it by being in another frequency, vibration, and living there. Okay, and I will explain more on Thursday. And Archangel Metatron's with us too, and increasing your time with children. Births and pregnancy are around. So if you're wanting a baby, you are very fertile. If you want to begin something, it's the time. Also a time of giving to others. A teenager may be going through a tough patch, or just any kid really. So try to take a gentle approach. Metatron's very helpful when you have children with ADHD and, you know, traumas and all these mental health problems and behavioral problems that children get from the diets and the chemicals and just being born as a super sensitive, right? You'll be able to also, that's more about the course, but you'll be able to help them. Take a gentle approach. Remember that children that are super sensitive, you need to teach them how to protect themselves, because otherwise they're just going to be absorbing stuff their whole life and end up being, you know, 15 years old and an introvert, not wanting to go anywhere because of the pain it causes them. So teach them the protection shielding. I hope for one day to be able to share a school for and create this academy for all ages. Why not? That would be awesome. So we have Metatron with us. He also helps us with our past life energy. He also helps us with learning and teaching. He also helps us with growth and expansion. He helps us to create miracles in our life. He helps us with protection. He works with geometric shapes. He works with energy. He works with all of these frequencies that are happening right now, and gives us utter patience, but also allows us to connect in with our higher selves a lot more. And that part of us that's already done all of this work, you know, and stepping into that reality as well. Okay? So we have a ton with us as we're moving forward. All right, let me see if I can get more light. It's funny because I get light one way and then I can't get it the other way. All right, let me try this way. The biggest thing is that we don't want the shine on the cards, but we may have to just deal with it. Okay, that's better. All right, everybody. Before I get started with the Nostradamus, we're actually going to pull in some extra protection from the Oracle of the DragonFay. Okay, now these are really different. This is Lucy Cavendish's work. And they are a little more to the point. They won't beat around the bush as much. Okay, so we're going to get two messages for us from these cards. We thank you, dragons, for being with us, and working with us and protecting us. Oh my God, that was the card that was up, and it's got to do with healing, and it's Morgan Le Fay. Had one lady that said, you know, she started the course and everything was really hard for her, and she actually used the last of her savings to purchase the course, and she actually said it was the best money she'd ever spent. I mean, her story is incredible, and I hope to have her on as an interview, kind of a talk soon, coming up soon. That would be awesome. Okay, let me try to get that. Okay. Just don't want to shine on the cards. All right. All right, so the first one is, the Time Guardian. Now is the time. Didn't I say that? Okay, so Morgan Le Fay. And this is number 9. Okay, so number 9. Let's take a look at this one. Morgan Le Fay, healing. So the element of water is the feeling one, and your feelings have been hurt. The beautiful beings of Avalon, the Lady Morgan, and the water dragon Fae are here to heal and comfort you, not only by singing to you, crooning to you, holding you when you cry your tears, but also by defending you with the very sword of the lake itself. When you have experienced being ignored or refused entrance into family closeness or the mainstream, this card may show up to comfort you and let you know that your soul family is not only looking out for you, it's assigned to protect you for a time in order to shelter you so that you may heal. This time is coming for you, and you can have no greater protector than the Lady Morgan. You will experience joy and rapture at this homecoming and peace in your heart. Someone will take on the heavy burdens for a time and allow you to rest. You will then rise again, and knowing the peace of Avalon, you will share this with others. This is not a permanent dwelling place, but a place to which we can all go when we've been wounded on our life's journey. So know that you're destined to become a defender of the goddess's beings, the magical, the human, and in-betweens, the animals, and a defender of the energy of Avalon, which you too will now help keep alive. Know that there is always a safe place for you to go, and know that friendships coming to you will now help you grow in strength, courage, intuition, and in the love of yourself and all other beings. So it says here, a time of needing shelter, longing to return to a home that is of the soul, wishing for another to take up your cause, to give you strength to recover before moving forward again. You will meet a person who believes in you. They may not literally take up arms, but they will tell you the truth about what they see in you. And you will find that this person's belief and friendship gives you the courage to go on in a way that frees you and inspires others as well. So remember to be open to new people and new friendships, even if you may have the urge to hide away. The truth of your soul, your talents and your skills, you're working hard. And Morgan's energy will assist you by providing a place in which you may rest and grow your energy till it's time to come forward again. So she's also going to protect you in times of need along the way. So ask, thank you, Morgan Le Fay, for working with me. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for protecting me and guiding me forward and bringing the right people to my aid right now. Okay, and so emotional stress is here, like the water energy is here. And, you know, we're all going through it, right? So you're not alone in that energy. But this is saying you're definitely not alone, okay? All right, just a minute, everyone. Okay, even better. All right. So the second one is the Time Guardian. Woo. So you have time. So this one here, this DragonFay Lord is a keeper of time. He arranges and rearranges its weavings and natural laws, dedicating portions to individuals that can expand and contract according to the will, the beliefs, and the measure of the heart, and each being working with time. He is teaching us all to understand that time is indeed subject to its own special laws. His great lesson is this: if you work with time rather than trying to compartmentalize, control, and define it, if we return to the lunar and solar and astronomical ways, if we celebrate the time changes apparent in nature all around us with the wheel of the year, then the time span we have will be richer and more joyful. Our vocations will be discovered, and we will no longer struggle to cram so much into our days. Because changing our perceptions is such a mammoth task, the time guardian is sometimes very tired, as the prevailing human mindset now is of time needing to be constrained and watched. He encourages us all to experience the natural flow of the energy we call time and experience its multidimensionality. There's one simple way to work with him: be in the present moment more often. So this one is saying that you're feeling pushed for time. Maybe time is moving too fast or too slow. You might be feeling left behind, or that all is moving forward so fast we no longer are important or relevant. A need to ensure that natural timekeeping is kept. It's likely when this card comes up that you may have a theme of running late, or of never having enough time, or feeling that time's not on your side, and this is not so. So it says here, nothing would make you happier than to start to greet the sunrise, to enjoy the sunset, to diminish and dampen the unnatural sources of light in your home that give the appearance of uniformity of time. Time changes, flows, and moves as you interact with it, rather than entering into a struggle against it. So grow closer to natural time. Give yourself a watch-free day soon, and begin to understand what time it is from the solar position, the moon cycle, and how you feel. It will help maintain an abundance of energy, and it also means that you will be in the flow, making it impossible for you to be late to what it is that you are meant to be doing. Okay, so you have got time. All right, there's something here that is also talking about requiring when you need time to be created for you as well. And as a guardian of time, this particular dragon will send you all the help you need. Know that time is available to work for and with you. You only need to tune into it as a dimensional reality and connect with the time beings. So he says, call upon him to create the time you need, and call upon him when you wish to speed time up too. How cool's that? Traveling will take a shorter time. Time will expand to assist you to meet deadlines, and arriving on time will be perfectly simple and easy. So above all, know that you are a timeless being. Know that you are dimensionally vast, that you're protected, cherished, and loved by the time guardian. And from this time forward, you will become the time traveler you were born to be. This is part of all of your inheritance. Okay? How awesome is that? Okay, so we're healing, but we can also speed up, slow down, do whatever we want. We just need to ask. There's nothing that you can't have or do. It just, it's just got to be in the realm of your imagination, really. Use your imagination and you will have the secret to all of your psychic abilities as well. One of the biggest things, when I've been taking people through past life regression therapies, etc., training people with this, working with people with this for a long time now, one of the biggest things is they say, I think I made it all up. And I remember telling them over and over and over again that your imagination is key to actually having your experience. And if you made it all up, why did you make up such a boring life? I mean, wouldn't you make up some kind of adventure? They're always laughing, But it's not really that you're imagining it. It's the effects of what you're doing with past life regression therapies, the way I was taught through Dolores Cannon, and it was different because you're not allowed to do it remotely. You're not allowed to, you have to have the person in person. And it was actually quite a long process doing it. So I had to create my own way of doing it. And by doing that, you could spend more time in healing chambers. You could spend more time on the person's issues rather than always having to go into some kind of past experience. But if you can use your imagination, really, really focus your intention of, right, I am just going to imagine everything that Becky's talking to me about. I'm just going to imagine it. I don't need to really, because people have this idea that your abilities are concrete in your face, and they're just not. When you learn to notice the subtle things, that is when everything increases. So I am a claircognizant for the most part, so I have clear knowing, okay? And that knowing, my knowing, I don't need to see anything, but my knowing becomes a vision. When I trust that knowing, it becomes the vision. When I trust what I'm hearing, it becomes a feeling. When I trust what I'm hearing, it becomes the feeling. So all of your abilities all awaken inside of you when you just stop questioning how, when, why, who, I didn't see, it didn't come, I didn't, blah, 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 all the stuff you tell yourself. You are totally blocking yourself. I know, because I used to do exactly the same thing. I used to wait for Jesus to come right in the room and, the angels of, here comes the harps. Oh my God, it's really happening. Here he comes. Oh God, he's right here. Here he comes. It just never happened, right? So I'm like, hang on a minute. I'm just totally trying to create something that my mind will never ever understand anyway, because I am telling you now, if the Lord Jesus Christ was literally standing in front of me, I am going to shit myself, okay? I'm going to go, oh my God, who are you? And get my sage out, and you'll be like, oh my God. So it's a feeling that becomes the vision on an internal lens. Okay, when you close your eyes and you go to sleep at night and you start having a dream or whatever, that's what your psychic vision is. It's internal. And once you just start doing it that way, oh my God, that's when you really do. And I mean, of course, I've had Jesus stand in front of me. I have had the angels stand in front of me in clear 3D vision. I have had that all happen. They've proved it to me. But I didn't need it to begin with, And in fact, when Jesus actually came to see me, I wasn't even asking. I was going to sleep, and there was some stress going on. And it was actually when my grandma was staying with me, and it was just before she passed away, and he came. And the whole bed vibrated he let his presence be known. And I'm like, no, I haven't had any drinks tonight. I'm not, there's nothing going on here. This is actually happening. And he actually it was like he pushed his head through, if there was a cloud, okay, in your bedroom, there was a cloud all of a sudden, and someone pushed their head through to show you their face. That is what he did. And then suddenly he was sort of standing at the end of the bed, his whole body came into view, and I'm like, oh my God, I knew who it was straight away. And he was wearing a white robe with a blue sash. I guess that's how I thought I was going to see him. And he looked at me. It was the look that told 1,000 words. And he looked at me with pride, with love, with understanding, with healing, with joy, with just honor towards me. And I don't know, the look in his eyes it told everything. And I'm there, started crying, straight away, because it was so beautiful. And that's all I needed. Without any words, he gave me the feelings. He gave me the understanding. And, you know, I knew then that what I'd been doing throughout my journey was completely correct, because it was at a time in my life, you know, grandma was passing, and you know, I was having trouble with the family, and, you know, jealousies and crazy stuff. If someone's passing away, they all go nuts, you know. And you know, there was all this nutty stuff going on, and I was exhausted. You know how you get. If you're looking after someone in their end stages, you are exhausted, because you run around like crazy trying to make sure that everything is done all the time, you know. Plus you're feeling the feeling of losing someone, and you can't it's like you can't feel that yet, you know. So all those things were going on, and there was the Lord Jesus. And I am telling you now, I don't care what anybody says and how it can't have been him. I know it was him. Like, I know it was him. And I won't let anyone take that away, you know, from but that was my experience. And it was the most loving and beautiful thing. And that is how I see, you know, the Lord Jesus. And wow, what an amazing energy. And there it was. So another amazing energy here is the Nostradamus readings, right? Let me try to get this light over here onto us, but not shining on us. Okay. Okay, I've got these cards, and they're going to go in order, right? This way. Why is it going to be that way? Because I've asked it to be that way. I could have gone this way, but I'm not. I've already told my cards when I was shuffling them, I'm going to lay you out like this. So this is what I do. This is what's going to give us the answer. When we work with the Nostradamus cards, if you haven't been here before doing this, welcome. But if you haven't been doing this before, this is called the Lost Tarot of Nostradamus. It's extremely interesting, and it's a different way of looking at it, based upon the Lost Book, right? So there are quatrains in here. There's, you know, information in here, and we were able to piece it all together. So let's do this first. All right, so this is going to be talking about the completed world. So this is number 21. So I would say that this is like a major card. Yeah, the completed world. Okay. So I just want to make sure I've got all my cards. Okay, they're all upright. Okay, so in the early packs of cards, sorry if you can hear the dogs, the title is The World. The name we've used is The Completed World. Perfectly brings the nature of the image and the background, not only with its meaning, but also with the ideas expressed again and again in Nostradamus's work. So it's all too easy to see the centuries as a catalogue of disasters, doom and gloom, oozing from every line, right? So some of his things are really, like, those predictions are pretty heavy, right? Nostradamus, there was no doubt that Nostradamus saw that in the end, the world, whatever and whenever its conclusion, would reach that point in a better state. The generally accepted meaning of the card supports this, as it is, in most cases, seen as a reference to completion, the final glorious moments of the world before it becomes transcendent. So, tarot expert Paul Hewson suggests that it may at one time have come before judgment and represented the last in the cosmic sequence of sun, moon, star, earth, with the final card representing the calling forth of the whole world to rise heavenwards. Nostradamus himself, given his Jewish background, may well have been aware of another meaning. In the mystical Kabbalah, the sphere of Malkuth, represents the fallen earth, which at the end of time will be restored to the position of Darth, where when the universe becomes perfected. This is known as Tikkun, the restoration of all things. The image for this card is one of stark simplicity, a simple cup that stands on the earth. Oops. For us, it represents the Grail, which is not only one of the most familiar symbols from Western mythology, but essentially signifies the ending of a long quest for perfection. Okay? So this card is mostly about triumph. This is where we're at, triumph over adversities, trials, tests, and problems. It is the card of success, of coming home, of completion. So whether your journey has been one of life-changing complexity or a more simple request concerning an everyday issue, this card tells you that you've completed the long journey and that the outcome is a good one. More than that, it says that you are a complete person, that you've balanced the conflicts that surround us everywhere and brought your journey to a harmonious conclusion, a place from which you can review everything that's ever happened to you and catch a glimpse of the road before you. For such a person, the way is clear. Others will follow you when they perceive your success. Your health is good, your perception sharpened to a point of intensity. You are the center around which everything else revolves. So, this is the world, the completion, the reward, universal truth, time, there's the word time again, the seasons, attainment, success, great change and liberation. So the quatrain is, when the sun reaches its zenith, then will my deep prophecies be accomplished. When the sun reaches its zenith, then will my deep prophecies be accomplished. Okay? So, everything that's happening within us, okay, creates our world, our reality. We have to create this reality. Honest to God, you're going to have to start to think about what your reality really is. Are you going to give in to all of the demands on your time and space? Are you going to give in to everybody else's BS and their drama and their negativity? And they're doing this and they're doing that and they're rubbing this in and rubbing that in, and they've got to put a little narky comment over here and they've got to slip something in on the phone over there. Are you going to continue to live that way? Because this is telling you that you also have this choice, that you've done it before and you will do it again. Now, along with this, remembering that these cards all go together, and I probably have laid them out upside down, but never mind. They're not supposed to be upside down. Then we have the Six of Suns. So, wow. So then we have the Six of Suns, okay? So let's have a look at this one. So this is really interesting too. You can see progress. Everybody's moving forward, right? Ooh. And this is the quatrain that goes with this card. The larger force will be driven from the road. Scarcely much further will it be pursued. The larger force will be driven from the road. Scarcely much further will it be pursued. So they're not going to chase this much longer. So whatever larger force means to you, they're going to be driven from the pathway that they were on of destruction. And we're not going to be chasing after that at all. So this is a meaning of victory. So most of the older iconography suggests this, generally in the form of a triumphal leader riding home from war to the accompaniment of enthusiastic celebration. So here, a kingly figure rides at the head of his triumphant army. The earliest interpretations of this card had much to do with servants and date from a time when everyone had a household to care for their every need. So this reflects the necessity for support, especially between those who keep the household running and the homecoming champions. Okay? All right. So this is triumph in your domestic and family life. This is a messenger. This is good news, and this is progress. So this is a message of hope and goodwill. So whatever appears to be negative, even in a worldwide sense, oh God, this is happening. Oh God, now this. Oh God, now that. This is what we hear day in and day out, where people are watching news all the time. Oh, people just on social media that are going to try to, I don't know, make it by reporting. I don't know. But what we see here in this message is that it doesn't matter, because the good prevails. And if there's anybody that's been trying to lead us in the wrong direction, there's just been too many things that have been seen, been witnessed, felt, experienced, that the next thing that they try to push on us, right? We're just not going to buy it, because it's just always a problem and a negative. There's nothing good about this, the way that these leaders have been treating us. Doesn't matter where you live in the globe. They treat us like crap. And it's all because of agendas and hiding things, and we're only getting half truths in that. So that whole storytelling is moving away from us, and people are just going to let it go as well. That's what it seems like here, because we've already conquered what we needed to conquer, and we start seeing results. So what else is coming up? Okay, what else is coming up? Again, I didn't mean for any of these to be, what I've done is I've dealt them upside down, so they're not exactly reversed. Okay, this is how they're supposed to be. All right, so this one is the Two of Spheres. Now this has got a strange thing on it. It's got a strange bird on it, okay? Okay, so we have a papal here, and he's wearing yellow over the top of the red. It looks like a crow, perhaps, maybe. Oh, as I said that, I just got an itch right on my foot. He's got like a baton, like a wand. He's looking downward. Okay, there's all kinds of symbology going on here. All right, we'll take a look at what this means as well. Two of Spheres. Okay, so this is the, oh God. All right, so here's the quatrain. Two bodies, one head. Forces divided into two. Reply to what four, the number 4, are hearing. This is weird. Two bodies, one head. Forces divided in two, the number 2. Reply to what 4 are hearing. Okay. So the meaning of this card is about blockages and things that get in the way of progress. So the papal figure is sweeping the eagle, oh, it's an eagle, okay, of empire from his path. Ooh, signifying the age-old struggle between church and state. Okay, so if this is the eagle, and the eagle is represented by USA, just recently the POPE said that our Speaker of the House was no longer allowed to get communion. I could tell you why, but I'm not going to tell you why. Some people still love that person. Oh my God. So the eagle of empire from his path. So in Nostradamus' time, this would have been a widely recognized image. So in our own time, it's less so. But when applied to the difficulties and struggles that we accept when we take on the bounty of riches and power, it shows that we must avoid the hindrances that may seek to halt our progress. We must avoid the hindrances that seek to stop our progress, okay? So although the essential meaning of this card is hindrance, blockage, distraction, and worry, paradoxically, its interpretation focuses on the success and wealth that comes from the fantastic energy of the ace. This grows out of a simple human problem. You may be successful, full of bounty and well-being, but find out that this all requires a lot of attention and time to sustain. As is so often the case in reading the tarot, the answer depends a lot on balancing the energies of more than one card. This is why we're looking at many, okay? So communion is no longer given to certain people. So there's a change going on in the hierarchy, okay? So it says here, as is so often the case in reading, the answer depends on balancing the energy. Okay. So we are not supposed to allow the hindrances around us to stop us from where we're going. And when we see this as a sign, which has just happened, we know, okay, things are shifting. We have our support, we have our forward movement, we have this end to blockages and hindrances and all this kind of craziness, because we're not going to let it happen, okay? Now that does not look like an eagle to me, but okay. And the 6 of spheres is here. and you know, the pyramids and the shape of the diamonds and things like that are important too. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, so, oh dear. Okay, so this one here, this one's a little different too. And the quatrain is, great compassion will not be delayed. Those who give will be forced to take. Great compassion will not be delayed. Those who give will be forced to take. So here, one of the many patriarchal figures of the Lost Book distributes wisdom by pointing to passages from 2 great books. There's no indication as to the exact nature of what he offers, but it is intriguing to speculate whether one might be Nostradamus' prophecies, while the other, though an obvious choice would be the Bible, it could be a book of philosophy. So intriguingly, those receiving the wisdom are represented on the one hand as nuns, and on the other stand secular figures. This exactly presents the figure of authority who directs us to seek guidance from more than one source. So this has always been about giving gifts to those less well off than ourselves. Perhaps you have had a windfall and decide to share it, either with deserving friends or a charity of your choice. Alternatively, you may be in the process of deciding who will benefit from your wisdom or who might succeed you in a role of authority. It isn't always money that's an issue here. This is sometimes seen as the Robin Hood card, in which the assets acquired may not always have been come by honestly, but where there is a desire to pass on the bounty. So this is about sudden events, current prosperity, kindness, charity, the present time. So this is right in the present time. Something suddenly taking place which changes your life, and thereby you're able to change other people's lives as well. Because the more you have, the more you can give. That's how I've always seen it. And we can then help others by not having to, money doesn't even have to be an issue. We can just do what we need to do because we're all supplied for, right? This is coming suddenly. As you can see here, pushing forward to here. Okay. Ooh. Then we have the 10 of moons here. Okay. See how this is a little bit different than, everything has got its own. Okay. 10 of moons. I don't think we've seen this one yet. Okay. Here we go. This is the next two cards, right? So this is the quatrain. The tree, which has long been dried up, dead, in one night will become verdant again. The tree, which has so long been dried up and dead, in one night will become verdant again. That's a miracle, right? A miracle will occur overnight. The imagery here is of a tower, perhaps the one shown in the Burning Tower of the Major Arcana, but the suggestion is that even such an apparently solid and four-square edifice may still be brought down. On closer examination, it's notable that both the door and windows are blocked, implying that the outer show of strength may hide a darker reality, that this great building is actually a prison. Yet because this is often seen as a card of home, it may also be seen as a refuge. Something is not as it seems. Something that is a place of, like we always see something, like for example, we see the White House as the White House, where all the presidents live. What is it though? Is it really? But here it talks about home. So you may regard your dwelling, your city, town or village as the center of the universe, and those who live within it as your tribe. Your dreams find a home here too, and you are borne up by waves of delight, passion and contentment. But you should be careful of becoming overwhelmed or your ego inflated by the attentions of others. So here it talks about the home, country, public honor, welfare, security, contentment, and people. Okay? Something that is not exactly as it seems, but also that, a tree which has so long been dried up and dead and in one night becomes verdant again, that's a miracle. So maybe we will get a chance to see what's really going on behind the scenes. Maybe this is it's just being brought about by certain circumstances very quickly. And then we have, now we have, okay, so this time he has green with red. This has got a green, this is a different papa. This is a different one. Okay, what's it got on here? Gemini. Holy heck, we're in Gemini right now. See, Gemini was prominent in the other. So this is the 9 of stars. Oh, God. Okay. 9 of stars. Okay, are you ready? From the human herd, 9 will be set aside, denied judgment and counsel. So the astrological combination of Mars in Gemini is not an easy one, pointing to warfare not only with a close friend, but also within you. In classical myth, we hear of the twins Castor and Pollux, one of whom was fathered by Zeus, the other by a mortal. Inseparable from birth, the immortal Pollux begged to be allowed to die at the same time as his mortal brother so that they could stay together. Instead, Zeus placed them both in the heavens, but decreed they spend one night each on Mount Olympus and the other in Hades alternately, so that they shared each other's immortal and mortal state. So in the imagery of this card, we see the papal figure balancing three aspects of the world: the branch of peace, the sword of war, and the key to the spiritual path. Here, but there's this fella down here. Here the stars loom over you in a threatening manner rather than as bringers of light. So this card is taken to signify a difficult choice ahead, one that may lead to sacrifice or loss. It also suggests a timid person who may be the victim of slander or gossip and lacks the strength to defend themselves. The problem referred to may be happening to someone else, someone to whom you're close rather than you. Thus, you are afflicted by anxiety for the other person, but affected within yourself. So in some cases, this can talk about anxieties and worries and despair, some suffering and isolation, and in some cases, envy. Okay? Because you're not exactly sure which path to take that's going to do the best work. And here we see a difficult choice of these three things here that the papal is holding. What is he going to do? Which side is he going to be on? This one, it seemed like he was getting rid of the eagle and not allowing the eagle to be a part of the church. It's like there's so much imagery in here that I've got to... I find in this particular image that the key to our destiny has got the peace dove sitting on top of it. It is connected with the now, right now. And although that there's all these threats and there's all this talk and there's all stresses going on, I feel like there's something that changes here for the better for us. Oops, just one second. Oops. Okay. Oops. All right. So, pretty interesting here what's going on. I guess these last two cards are going to be pretty telling of how this all... It's almost like we see what's behind the scenes and then there's more choices to make. But when I look at this one, I see the bird or the dove sitting on the key to destiny, which shows me that that's the direction. All right, hang on a minute. Let's just keep going. What's this? Oh, is that... Okay, the cardinal. Oh, okay, this is the cardinal, the 12 of stars. See, this is a different way of setting this up. So what the heck? They're looking at this as well. They are literally looking at that. Oh my, okay. And we've got someone, he looks like he's a lamb or something. Oh my God, this is going to be important. Okay, cardinal of stars. What? Hang on, is it? Yep, it's the Cardinal of Stars, number 12. Okay, are you ready? The insane rage, this is a quatrain 234. The insane rage of furious strife will cause dining brothers to flash their blades. The Cardinal is the Knight of Stars and is represented by one of the most powerful figures in the history of Roman Catholic Church. His name is Armand Jean Duplessis, better known as Cardinal Richelieu, 1585 to 1642. Since his appearance in Dumas's novel The Three Musketeers, his name has become synonymous with secret power, overwhelming arrogance, and vaunting ambition. Though born of a poor family, his ambition drove him to rise to a position of authority. He came to serve the daughter of Nostradamus's patron, Marie de Medici, and despite a difficult relationship with Pope Urban VIII, was much respected by Rome. Here, the imagery of the Lost Book shows a row of cardinals watching over a strange creature with the head of a crowned man. This suggests the power of the papal courts over the rulers of the West. The power of them over the rulers of the West. The knight is a good person to have on your side in a tight spot, yet he can be ruthless and determined and knows no boundaries. His strength is great, but is often accompanied by a wildness and a lack of discipline that can make him seem out of control. There's also a sense of innocence about him. So these qualities may be present in the issue you're concerned with and apply just as much to your own actions. So don't get too carried away in your eagerness to win. So this is about bravery, skill, strength, and heroic action. See, this suggests the power that the papal courts over the rulers of the West. So basically, all of the leaders, the Western world, needs to report to the church. The church doesn't seem to be interested in the West, and they're pushing it away. Why? Because they find out what's really been going on, or they're afraid they're going to be in trouble for what they've really been doing. I mean, all these businesses and corporations, okay, they have secrets here. They don't want people discovering it. So they're going to try to, get out of it before anyone else finds out their role. Here, they did this, so get them first. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy. And then we end up in, this is Libra. We have arrows and we have the cross. What's this element here as well? Anyway, okay, so this is our final card. Everything's coming. Here we go. We got victory, victory. This is all being found out. Move, move, move. We see what's behind the truth of the... If this is a structure, an institution, we find out what's really behind those locked doors. Then we've got decisions to make. And we make them. We end up with control over so-called leadership. Okay, let's look at this one. 3 of Stars. Okay. So this is, okay, This is a quatrain 524. Rule and law will be raised up under Venus. Saturn will have empire over Jupiter. Saturn will have empire over Jupiter. So the light of stars pierces the heart in the same way that swords do in the traditional tarot imagery. This probably emerged from Christian iconography, the 7 swords piercing the heart of the Virgin Mary each making one of the sorrows or wounds associated with key moments in the life of Christ and culminating in the crucifixion, here represented in the starkest of Nostradamus's images, which shows a simple cross and two arrows falling away from it. This is certainly responsible for the card's association with sorrow. There is an astrological influence from Saturn, the dark and gloomy planet of age and dissolution, and this completes the picture. So we have to focus on this Saturn energy as everything starts to turn. So this can bring sadness, it can bring sorrowful events and breaking apart. And sometimes it can be difficult to take, but fortunately other cards in the reading dissipate from this sense of doom, and I feel that this is the doom of the leaders of the West. Just the leaders. We're just sick of them. Nobody treats us correctly, what they promise to do. Nobody gives it to us. It doesn't matter what you believe in or where you're at. This is corrupt, and we were told this many, many, many years ago. You know, I was told this at the beginning of my journey, you know, that things are going to shift, change, and move, and there's going to be this that falls down, and this that falls down, and this that falls down. People are like, well, it can't be that. Well, it's anything that's corrupt. It doesn't matter what your beliefs are. If it's wrong or built on a false foundation, it's going to fall. Okay. So this is a breakdown, an ending of something. Events conspiring to move you away. You can only work through this and trust that love and courage is going to help you reestablish balanced state of being. Okay? In some cases, this talks about misjudgment. In some cases, it talks about tears and loss that we're going through. Sadness when we find out all of the truth you see here. Because we've got to remember our first two cards indicate completion, success. And then it's like, and these people are doing this, and these people are doing that, and this becomes exposed. There's another choice that's made, a new direction that takes place. And then we've got all these people who are like, well, you guys are supposed to be listening to us, and you're not. So you're down here now, and you're ousted over here now. Because we're in enough trouble, and we kind of just want to break away from your trouble, right? And by what's the word? Oh gosh, it's coming. By renouncing the lesser of two evils, okay? It's a smart move because it takes the heat off their own issues in any kind of establishment, religion, institution, right? So we know that there's been terrible things that happen within the churches, okay, within religion, within this rule that was around. And everything changed when monotheism began, right? Everything changed. The way that even the Romans used to talk to the different gods and goddesses, etc. It all changed out of control and fear. So when these people know that everything that they've been hiding from us is about to be revealed, they're going to quick throw someone else under the bus. Who's that going to be? The leaders, the Western world, right? Because they are playing a dangerous game, and they've lost their marbles as well. Like there's nothing left there because they've signed everything over to a darker force. So even if they wanted things to be fair and just and, hey, let's just back off and leave everybody alone and, you know, God, let's just calm everything down. They can't now because they've already made these deals with the devil, literally. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to say, sort of ask for a final message on the situation. Okay, let's have a final result, a final message What is the truth? What's coming forth? What can we do? Oh boy. And we have this card that's come up. It's the Lone Ranger. Okay, so we have the five of stars right now. Okay, and he's wearing his red all over this time. 5 of stars? Yeah, that's it. So this quatrain, what's this? The great ark is torn down to its foundation. Hello! By the chief captive of the sought for friend. Huh? Okay, let me do it again. The great ark is torn down to its foundation by the chief captive of the sought for friend. So the origins of this card spring from 1,000 instances of abandonment and betrayal. Here, the solitary papal figure is seen as departing, mounted on a horse. If we think of the countless stories of once faded leaders driven into exile as their stars fall, we have a clear idea of both the imagery and meaning of this card. So if it's on a personal level for us, it relates to those who've been abandoned by someone in whom they placed absolute trust. At a higher level, it refers to the moment when a deeply held spirituality or much loved guide is seen to stumble and fails to answer the most profound need, and he takes off. Oh my God. It is virtually impossible to escape some of the negative aspects of this card, since it means virtually the same thing, whether it's upright or reversed. It can be affected by the cards that attend it, and this tells us that we must sometimes accept the inevitable in order to transcend a difficult situation. So it talks about feeling abandoned and neglected, but there's still a chance to move beyond the immediate circumstances of the situation. And if you can succeed in getting your inner self out of the way or learn how to ask for help, you may very well find the answer to your problem. So this is a setback or humiliation, but I really feel, since we're going by the images of the card and we're looking at this, even though we're all feeling this craziness, this is the card of when the chips are down, this person just leaves us, okay? When it all gets too much, they run away. Who does that sound like to you? Do they ever answer questions? No, they evade questions. Are we ever getting a clear answer? No, we're just getting word salad. Is anyone ever asking these questions correctly? No, they just beat around the bush. And it shows here that this person, who we deem to be very important, whether it's the papal, the pope, whatever the hell it is going to almost abandon us in our time of need. I feel we're already seeing it, people. Okay? Do we need them? Not if they're going to be like that, If we can't rely on someone who's been put in a position of the greatest honor, okay? And they can't uphold that or do it correctly or tell us the truth or answer questions or support the people or give a damn answer to what the hell is going on and why, to generate a influx of abundance for the people rather than draining the people dry and giving it all to other people, or saying this but really meaning that, or putting us in positions of weakness, okay? And then when the chips are down, when everything is gonna probably get in some ways worse, this person is going to be nowhere to be seen. This person is not going to be able to be found, or this person is going to run away, something's going to happen, or, they're going to get unwell or something, and everything is going to change. It's just here. We're able to transcend any situation because we can move ourselves dimensionally. We can move ourselves into the energy that we want, into the future that we want for ourselves, right? We can do that. But the energy here is that this person, you know, once everybody starts to truly see the truth, once you know, spirituality is what brings everybody to peace now instead of church, right? That this person in our time of need is gone and they don't look back, you know? And I feel like because of that, because of the shift that's about to occur, because of the energy over the last couple of years, because of the secrets and the untruths that we've been told, and now it's all unraveling. If you look in the right places, you'll see that there's something that occurs even bigger than the people that requires somebody to, maybe they don't just abandon us, maybe they're actually taken out of their positions. And I say positions because it's more than one leader that's corrupt here. It would be all of them, if you ask me. Every single one of them. No one is telling us the truth because everybody is hiding their lies with money. And when the pin is pulled and all the information cannot be denied any further, those ones that will go first will be the media. And the media will tell us. And they will keep on telling us because they don't want to get in trouble either. People hate seeing it and they hate focusing on it because they just want to well, you can't, because this is the turning point in humanity's future. This is what we've been waiting for. And it's not an easy one. And everybody's got their feelings and everybody's got their values and everybody's got their opinions. But besides all of that, the essence is that those that we've entrusted to look after us are not doing their job. I don't care about all the little details and this and that and the other, but they're not doing their job of looking after their people. They are not. Anybody, even in Australia, UK, France, everywhere. Okay? We know it. We know it to be true. We don't want it to be true, but we know it's true. It all needs to change. People need to be held accountable for their crimes against humanity. Really. And it needs to be done. Otherwise, history repeats itself. We don't want that. Here, this has got it just keeps coming up for us. It's no choice. It's all coming out anyway. And watch the rabbit run, because he's been caught in more ways than one. And we're here as the light leaders to help the people that are going to be totally lost because they've had their head in the sand for the last 2 years and done exactly as they're told and just felt that that was the right thing to do. And, you know, too many people are losing their lives over it as well. Doing what they're told and suddenly, you know, passing. I've just seen too much of it. I've been affected by it personally. And still going on now. You know, it's terrible. Okay. Finally, let's go here. All right. All right, let's do the Lenormand real quick. So I'm going to do the fairy tale Lenormand. Don't forget, you can get your own readings. I've got a reading special deal on at the moment. And you'll get a beautiful reading for yourself. Okay, those two stay in it. and I make it as a recording, and away we go. These are the cards that represent the collective. Clear the cards. Okay. What do we all need to know? This is for the world. What do we all need to know? God. Okay, here we go with some stability. Okay, but there is going to be some great change. Yep. So for some of you, there is loss. We know that with our own family, this is coming. And this is coming because it's time. Now, there's some other things here as well. So we're going to separate these cards across to this side and this side, so they stay in groups of 2. So even though there's a transformation here, it does bring stability. Even though there's an ending here, it brings us into our dreams and hopes for the future. Okay? Now, there's some confusion about some information that received from overseas. And for some of you, this is the scythe here. So for some of you, there's an absolute change in your actual household. And for some of you, you are leaving a position at work. You're moving on. There's a change, okay? Now, there is someone who is around you who's generally really happy and happy-go-lucky. But at the moment, there's a lot of nervous exhaustion with them, okay? And this can also be indicating troubles in the family. Okay, so this person is not to be trusted. Yeah, okay, so there's an issue with someone who can't be trusted, perhaps in the family, and they want to start an argument all the time. My husband's going to laugh his head off at this one. Okay, this person is also really suffering from something else, but instead of that coming to the surface and getting help for it, they'd rather just be angry at everybody. Okay, so this also talks about compliments from friends that are there supporting you, and a good advice and, you know, appreciation right here. But then we get this message of standing or staying still in a position here. So this is the mountain. This is a obstacle, and the message comes about an obstacle that we need to navigate our way around. Okay. Now, this can be talking about institutions, as I was saying, churches and things like that. But also it can be talking about how you see yourself, how you see your life, advice given to you by someone in authority as well. And the book and the key. So the key unlocks this book, right? And once we get this information, we are moving into our destiny. Again, the destiny code keeps coming up. Information. It has to do with our healing of our transformation. Information again, right? And information about those that are elderly too, like older people. So it's also about maturity, like bringing you into a new experience here. We have the child and the sun. So some people are experiencing a change within their family, literally. And we also have abundance in the heart. So fish and the heart here. So by working together with someone you truly care about, it brings you into this abundant vibration too. See, we see the gentleman in the tower. And we see the crossroad and the snake. Okay, just a second. And there's a commitment to a house here. So, the lady and the luck. All right. So because of someone's behavior, their treachery, their abandonment, their stressful energy, you're moving right away from it. And it's like the last straw. You're finally seeing this for what it is. It's most likely a lady that's just giving you the shits, and that's just how it is. Yeah, I know. I let a few swear words out every now and then. It's just being a human. But at the end of it, we have this abundant luck and healing here, right? So we see all this, we've got to make all these decisions, and this person's making it hard. And then we're just like, well, we're out. We're out. And we are committed to our household and the inhabitants in our personal home. And that's the important thing as well. There could be some kind of executive order created as well. And some change in, see, this is this change in this is a governmental building. There's a change that's going to happen. It's just been saying it for months now. And the house is different, right? The energy of the person is different. There's some of you that are contracted into moving into a new home as well. Maybe there's contracts with regards to your rental or buying a house. But whatever the case, the end result is a lot of good luck around you. And it seems like the real intensity of the cards that used to come up here for the Lenormand, that real intense, oh my God, there's this trouble, and it's like there, and it's right in our face. It's dying out. Why? Because things are changing even if we don't see it. Even if we don't see it with our own eyes, what's going on behind closed doors is telling a different story, as we already know. Okay? Whew, interesting. So, I'm going to be back with some more information. I will see you all on Thursday. I'm also going to be making a presentation about the Semester 2 for the Light Leaders Academy. I'll be making a presentation so you're going to know exactly what you're going to get, which is a lot more than what's advertised as always. But interesting times. Stay really strong and positive within yourself and focus on the life that you want to have for yourself too. And remember to call in your angels, call in your guides, call in your spiritual helpers, right? So that you can clear away anything that's standing in your way of having what the things that you really deserve. We must ignore this mundane and instead focus on a solution being readily available, people coming forward to help us, life changing, okay, and things shifting. Okay, so away we go. Thank you once again for being here with us, and until the next time, lots of love, many blessings, and bye for now.